I didn't get to walk on stage, so I'm thinking of just hopping on my moped and riding off into the sunset. That's personally how I want to celebrate what I didn't get to celebrate.
Hi, I'm Justin Wolfman. I am a materials science and engineering major, and I'm a member of the class of 2020.
Hi, I'm Michelle Vo, and I am a linguistics and computer science and cognitive science major, and I'm a member of the class of 2020 at UCLA.
So I'm just gonna throw it at you guys. Why did you choose to go to college, and what do you believe is the point of going to college?
You learn things that are specific to your field, but in general, you also learn how to expand your worldview and think about things in a critical manner.
I like learning, and I like the idea of making money, so I
I wanted to say that.
And I hope that when I go back home, I'm a different person. It's not necessarily learning all the time. It is, but it's also like what you said, the experience, late night studying with friends and struggling together. I think college, I hope, would prepare you, or at least instill a sense of confidence. I can do anything. I graduated from school. I can do this. I got this.
I think with the materials science and engineering department, what I liked is it is a smaller engineering department. We were all taking kind of the same classes along the way, which I thought was kind of cool.
During my time here at UCLA, I worked at Powell Library. I worked at the Lux Lab as a virtual reality developer. That led to some really cool developments and explorations, including this 360 projector for the library, and discussions about what does the future of classrooms look like? What is the value of 360 video in an educational space and immersive learning? I like to think that my degree was really helpful in understanding this new kind of cutting edge technology. Now that I'm graduating, I'm actually starting a job at Oculus, which is the VR company that first got me into it. So it's come full circle.
Yeah.
And I'd like to kind of thank my UCLA for even considering hiring a VR developer, because that's kind of just where it started.
For you, Justin, you said you planned on going after your master's.
I'll still be here at UCLA, so my plans haven't changed. It's just the uncertainty with what will happen with classes, I guess, that all of the people who are continuing undergrad also have to go through.
What do you think the worth of your degree is now, given that we're in the middle of a global pandemic?
I think it's still the same. I do think that through this pandemic, it's given us it's forced us to think about the role of physical spaces in terms of education, and how much we can kind of augment that with virtual instruction or hybrid classes. And for some, maybe that's actually an improvement. And so I don't think having courses on Zoom lessens the worth of our degree. In talking with some friends, I feel oh, hey, maybe we'll have VR instruction.
What does it mean to be a college graduate in 2020? How do you personally define that, and how do you want it to be defined? Immediately,
Resilience comes to mind. I think our entire class didn't anticipate any of this. Maybe a sense of dependence that wasn't present in previous classes. We have to cross the line together. We can't do this alone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. in the future, I don't want people to solely look at us as like, oh, that's the class that went through COVID-19. I don't want to let it completely define us as a class, but also it's important that it did bring us together.
There are a lot of sympathy posts for the class of 2020.
I mean, some people thrive in the online learning and some people struggle. So I think basically when employers are looking at these graduates, they should consider, basically just consider everything in circumstances. I think we lost Michelle.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi was choppy.
All good.
Yeah. That's all definitive of this whole online experience is.
Yeah.
So I've counted how long I've been sheltered in place. 11 weeks now. It was pretty much immediately after my 23rd birthday, and I've just been like literally in this room since then. Hopefully, like in the time that I'm like in my late 20s, I'll have like traveled more, inspired by having been holed up in like for so long in this place. When people are like, "Oh, why are you like all over the place?" Like, well, back in my day. But I think ultimately, like I would think back and look at like. I kind of remember like the moments with my being quarantined with all my roommates, lots of like movies and like binge watching Korean dramas and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Avatar. I would say that's kind of like pretty definitive of our experience.
I think the way I look at it is, in the end, it's 1 quarter out of 4 years. So I think when I'm looking back, it's kind of more of a holistic view. Just like with high school, it'll mostly be the good things that came out of it that I'll look back on. Because through this, like, I think going through all of this together with those people really just helps strengthen the connections that you have and makes you appreciate the things that we do have in life that we take for granted.
Part of me has been eyeing this really sick moped e-bike hybrid, and I'm like, I didn't get to walk on stage, so I'm thinking of just buying this and like just hopping on my moped and riding off into the sunset. That's personally how I want to celebrate what I didn't get to celebrate.
Sounds like a plan.
That's much more exciting than my plan. No, I was just I'm gonna be at home with my parents and my brother, who will also be graduating. I guess we'll just put it on the TV. We'll watch his commencement. We'll watch my commencement. We'll wear a cap and gown, and just make the most of it.
I guess congrats to the class of 2020. We made it.
Yay! Yay!
Yay!
Good job, guys.
This was a cool thought, so thanks for having us on here.
Yeah, thank you for having us and letting us share our thoughts.
Hey, I had a good time talking with you guys. It was really fun.